This is your Whistle FM business report with Frederick, Chancellor.
Shares in Asia traded mixed overnight after an update on US inflation pulled most Wall Street stocks lower, though gains for Nvidia pushed the Nasdaq to another record. Tokyo's Nikkei 225 edged less than 0.1% lower to 39,663.40. Investors are focusing on the potential impact of an election for the upper house of parliament on Sunday that is expected to lead to tax cuts and higher spending, as lawmakers try to restore the waning popularity of the Gaoraja, ruling Liberal Democrats. Worries over a deterioration in Japan's fiscal health have pushed yields of long-term Japanese government bonds to their highest levels in years. Elsewhere in Asia, Hong Kong's Hang Seng added 0.1% to 24,618.23, while the Shanghai Composite Index slipped 0.1% to 3503.78. South Korea's Kospi lost 0.9% to 3,186.38, and in Australia, the S&P ASX 200 declined 0.8% to 8561.80. TAIEX jumped 0.9%, and India's Sensex was flat. Thailand's CE also was little changed. In Jakarta, shares rose 0.4% after President Donald Trump said on Truth Social that he plans to tariff imports from Indonesia at 19%, while American goods sent to the Southeast Asian country will face no tariffs. Trump also said Indonesia committed to buying US energy, agricultural products, and aircraft. Yesterday, the S&P 500 fell 0.4% to 6243.76, but stayed near its all-time high set last week, as 90% of the stocks within the index fell. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 1% to 44,023.29. The Nasdaq Composite rose 0.2% to a record 20,677 thanks to Nvidia, the market's most influential stock. Nvidia said the US government has assured it that licenses will be granted for its H20 chip, used for artificial intelligence, again, and that deliveries will hopefully begin soon. Its 4% gain was by far the strongest force pushing upward on the S&P 500. A report showed inflation in the United States accelerated to 2.7% last month, from 2.4% in May, as prices rose for clothes, toys, and other goods that usually are imported. Economists say prices may be rising because of stiff tariffs that President Donald Trump has proposed on other countries. Treasury yields yo-yoed after the report, and then began rising. The yield on the 10-year Treasury climbed to 4.48%, from 4.43% late Monday. The yield on the 2-year Treasury, which more closely tracks expectations for what the Federal Reserve will do with short-term interest rates, rose to 3.95%, from 3.90%. In other overnight dealings, US benchmark crude oil picked up 42 cents to 66 US per barrel. Brent crude, the international standard, was up 30 cents at 69.01 per barrel. The NOLA fell to $148.66 US per barrel. With your morning business report, I'm Frederick, Chancellor.